Yow. Yeah. Here we go. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Did you know that it's Friday? Told you today's going to be a bit of a day. I got quite a list here of things to talk about today. That is kind of the culmination of the last week, and then on this side, is the start of next week's stuff. That is very exciting and even applicable to me, which most of this is applicable to like all of us, right? In some one way or another. And I don't know, I'm just really excited about this. So, in a different spot, in a corner this time, still standing. I've been enjoying the standing. Not sure why, but I am. Maybe I just like bouncing around or whatever. And you'll see like some of my daily reminder things over there on the wall, around the door into the bedroom. But today I'm going to give you whatever this video will include some tips for living positive and empowered, both of which can come together beautifully to raise your vibration, increase your love, increase your light, if that's the life you want to live. And as far as I'm aware, I don't think I'm a negative entity. I could be. Doesn't feel like it, but I don't think I am. Probably works for that too, because I mean, universal intelligence is kind of that. It's universal, and a lot of this stuff can be applied to both sides. Yeah, man. We're gonna start with something that I don't believe we touched on yet, but we're going to talk about it now. And it is very much don't let others dictate your life. Now, that doesn't mean you can't accept help from others, you can't accept guidance from others, you can't accept input, viewpoints, perspectives, perceptions, understandings, interpretations, all of that. Doesn't mean you can't receive them and you can't apply them. But what we're trying to say here is don't let them dictate exactly what you do. If there's something you want to do and you feel it fulfills your purpose, and you're getting something from somebody else that is saying that is wrong, that is not right, that is not what I would do, that's a good one to watch out for, then and you decide to not do what you want to do because of what they've said, and that is, you do that just because they said it, not because you look within yourself to decipher, like, maybe you were misunderstanding something, right? But if you postulate it, that's okay. Take in their viewpoint, understand it as theirs, right? Accept it as their uniqueness presenting to you, and continue however you want to. But just because you're like, I want to do that, and someone says, no, you shouldn't because I wouldn't, and then you don't, that's letting others dictate your life. There's plenty of people that I know of that would have had a huge issue with what I decided to do, with working on leaving the 9 to 5 to do this, working on doing content, becoming a content creator in this space with how crazy it is right now. In my side, there's a few people that are like that, but from my side, and the ones really close to me, and the ones whose opinions matter greatly to me is all support. Not on maybe every single minute detail, but their support. And I feel like this trying time now, with how crazy everything is a perfect time to start putting this content out there because of how crazy everything is. People are running around like chickens with their heads cut off, not knowing what to do, not having any idea, and just letting all of the madness of this life dictate what they do. Others can be society too. A lot of the things we talk about are very counterculture. Woo-woo. Some of them with a more blunt perspective, bullshit. I was there a while ago. The last few years I've been opening up to this, and it's been honestly quite wonderful for me, but I didn't believe it. And now I'm in the middle of it. I'm in the thick of it. There are still some things that happen that in the moment are confusing as all hell. And then, as always, universe provides. Source provides. God provides. If you favor calling universe God, not God as in a person. Christians were almost there. But then got to slip in the Ten Commandments, and then that's not. It's the universe, but that's from a negative entity. Because the universe cares about love and free will. Source cares about love and free will. There is no free will when you say, thou shalt not. Simple as that. That entity came down to control and distort and manipulate. In the middle of the channel, that was happening with Source to Moses. Firmly believe that because the source that I receive a lot of my initial information from and life-changing ideas was Ra, from the raw material. Once again, if you haven't checked that out, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. We talk about it on the podcast. It is just a phenomenal, mind-blowing, even if you're not into spirituality stuff, just read it just because it is so incredible what it said. It is beyond words to describe what was recorded during those few years in the 80s with LL Research. But I can tell you straight up that material, getting deep into the source material after having gone through Aaron Abke's Law of One playlist that was available at the time. It's expanded a little bit since I began, which is dope. I love his perspective and viewpoint on a lot of the things that I've shared. It actually inspired me to move forward with the podcast and eventually this. But if you want to start easy, go to Aaron Abke's Law of One playlist. That's really what unlocked and cracked the door for me. And then when I dove in myself and purchased the books on Audible and listened to them, that's when it was kicked down for me. Like, hello, Dolly. This is it. And it's not just one source. That's the amazing thing about LL Research. They still channel. They still meditate. They still do all the stuff they've been doing since, even technically, in my opinion, before the 80s with the raw contact. It just wasn't as organized and recorded. Kuo, Latui, these entities that come down and share information about universe. And in my perspective, reality. And I say that from the heart because that is literally what has changed my life, and I've never been happier. There's all kinds of counter arguments for that are out there. That's fine. That's okay. It's all good. If you're not ready, then you're not ready. It'll come. So by not letting others dictate your life, that is going to let you, here's part 2, live in love and share your light. Because when you do the things you love, you raise your vibration. That raises your level of love and consciousness. And then just you being you, doing the things you love to do, being the person that you want to be, you spread light into the world. Even if one's not doing this kind of thing where it's like direct interaction, it still goes. Societal consciousness is all connected by the energy of the planet. So as each one goes up, it just spreads around, and we keep getting these waves of high vibration flowing around the world. So by you being the best you, living your best life, doing the things you love, sharing your love with others, you raise your vibration, you raise societal vibration, thus amassing higher societal consciousness and a better planet that will eventually transcend from into higher density realities that we don't yet understand, but we will. One that's more on a personal level, part 3 here, is continuing the realization of I am. Aaron Appke's got a series on this as well. And in fact, my lock screen on my phone until a month ago, so it's been, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months, has been his lovely screen cap of remember I am. I had the alarms in my phone to remember I am. Remember that we are more than just thoughts. We are more than just emotions. We are more than just humans. We are a consciousness. We are everything. I am, because we are source. We are source. We are source experiencing itself, learning about itself, through and by itself. You get into raw material, you'll see a lot of words that are combined. Love, light, love, and knowledge. Honor, duty. It is an honor to receive, it is my duty to give. Because we're doing both, because we're all one. There is no separation. No separation at all. I am you. You are me. We are source. We are. I am. There's some, I think there's some Christian religion relation to that, but that's not important. What's important is the value of it. I am. Not I am this, not I am that. I am. Self-empowerment. You can continue to say, I am everything, because we are everything. I am love. I am abundance. I am life. I am happiness. I am joy. I am powerful. I am empowered. I am empowerment. But there will never be enough to fully encapsulate what we and what everything is, because it's simply I am. Just can't. There's too much. Because we are so much, because we're everything. And when we go back to source after heading towards 7th and 8th density, we'll remember everything of everyone. And then we'll do it all over again. That's the thought, at least. from Ra. He doesn't postulate above where they are now because they weren't there. The only info they have is from their mind, spirit, or body, mind, spirit, totality. Body, mind, spirit, complex, totality. Higher self. And they can only postulate so far. Continue the realization of I am. So it's already there. We just need to see it. We need to realize it. Enlightenment's all already there. We just need to see it. Everything you've ever wanted, everything you've ever dreamed, it's already right here, baby. All of it. And use that energy to grow into the person you envision yourself being by living as that person. Talked about this before. If you want something, this is a recent Aaron Doty thing that has been coming up. That's saying if you want something, that means you don't have it. There's lack, which means you're chasing it. And if you're chasing it, that means it's running. So you'll never have it. It's actually some of the stuff that's on my wall here. Be the person and do the things that that person would do that you envision yourself being. If you envision yourself being a content creator, you're not going to become that content creator if you're not creating content and putting it out there for people to see. It's not just going to happen. If you envision yourself being a master mechanic working and building supercars, you're not going to do that by sitting on your bum playing video games. I do that too. I'm not saying it's bad. It's a great way to release. It's a great way to work and build your mind. There's a lot of growth that's from games. A lot of healing that's from games. It's phenomenal stuff. You're not going to do the things that you want to do. You're not going to be the person you want to be if you're not doing the things that those people, that person needs to do to be that person. Sounds simple when you say it. But when you're in the middle of thinking about it, like, it'll come when I'm ready. Make yourself ready. If there's skills you need to learn to be the person you envision yourself being, you need to acquire those skills. If there's equipment that you need to acquire to be that person, to do those things, you need to acquire it. You need to find a way to do it. And if money is an issue, I can tell you from experience that a big part of that is just a simple concept, a simple mindset of switching from I can't afford it to how can I get this? How can I afford it? Not I can't. I can't is a definite. It is I can't. There is no way. Which means your brain's not going to work to find a solution. When you change I can't to how can I, put your brain in motion. You start thinking, what do I got to do to afford that? What do I need to change? What can I sell? What can I trade? What things that I do are stopping me from getting that? And how do I change that? How do I increase income? This is a huge thing from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. A book I definitely recommend anyone who's having financial struggles or is trying to get into entrepreneurship or anything like that and just wants to be financially successful and stable to look into. There are versions of it, audiobooks on YouTube. You can even do it for free. Come on. So much of the problems that people experience personally are mindset. the world around us is just our perception of the world around us. It's not what it is. You perceive the world how you choose to. If you want to perceive it as a good place, then you'll see it as a good place. You know, see it as beat down, run down, and terrible, and rampage, and murderous, and all this other stuff. That's what you're going to see. You change your perspective, you get a different viewpoint. You decide, I'm not going to be like that anymore. I'm going to find the little things, and I'm going to explode them in my view to see the good. There's a reason for everything, everyone, every situation, every event. There are no circumstances. Continue to do what you love. Especially if what you love is that person that you envision yourself being, right? That person you envision yourself being is doing something that you don't love. Why would you be envisioning that person? Why would you want to be that? Continue to do the things you love. Raise your vibrations. And the more you do the things you love, the more it leads to feelings of fulfillment. And the more fulfilled you actually will be. Another thing that just came to me in the middle of this is not about the outcome either. If you're doing something to chase it for financial gains, not because of the love of it, your heart and your mind are in the wrong place. There are ways to benefit financially by doing the things you love. But if your focus is just on money, you're going to lose the love for what you want to do. That's not fun. I still love working on cars. It's a very fun thing for me to do. I love driving cars. I love doing performance driving with cars. I mean, any sort of vehicle, really. Racing. And I thought that would be an amazing career to get into because then I can just do it all the time. Worst idea I've had. Got into the industry and I barely lasted 6 months before I started just hating everything about cars. Hated what I was doing. I had no passion to come home and do it on my own vehicles anymore. Now, granted, part of that could have been perspective as well. I was not the greatest of person back then. In fact, I was very in need of help and healing at that point in my life. However, it didn't work out that way for me. You see, there are some people that can do that. I know quite a few. I worked with a lot of them. That's just not me. When it comes to that, when it comes to working on cars. Because it was the frustrations of like somebody else's vehicle is making my day difficult. So I was in that mindset of somebody else is making my life hard. It's easier when it's you. You can just beat yourself up. Not that it's right or good, but you can. Why would I do this to myself? What is this? Why? If you could do what you love as a career, fuck yes. Do it. Don't lose your passion for it. I love doing this. I truly do. There's a lot of stuff I'm learning. Learning is very exciting for me when it's not in an American school system zone. Because that, whoo, boy, the stuff that my wife, is going through, and my sisters have gone through, and I see all these people going through. I'm like, man, I don't know how you can do that. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt for a degree that doesn't guarantee you anything. I'm a part of that too, because I went combined $50,000 in debt for the education I went through to be a mechanic, a specialized mechanic. Now, I do have a lot more knowledge now. It was a tech school. It's very hands-on. So I'm worth more. But the issue with the industry was, at the time, they didn't see it that way. So I saw my way out. Now I have all that knowledge and experience for my own, where I can go, and the plan is to eventually build a track car. That'll be part of the Tatanka channel content. Do the things you love to do. Raise your vibrations. Raise your love. Spread your light. Raise your consciousness. And just knock this life out of the park. Don't chase the dollar. The journey is important. Help as many people as you can. Share your love with as many people as you can. Be nice to as many people as you can. You don't have to be the nice guy or nothing, but be nice. You don't have to be a people pleaser. You really don't. But you can still be nice. You can serve yourself by serving others to live a positively polarizing life. Love everybody you can, because this is all not easy. This is the hardest part of soul progression, is third density. The pivotal point where we make the choice, positive or negative. That sets the course for the rest of our spiritual journeys. So, do yourself a favor. Don't let others dictate your life. Live in love and share your light. Continue the realization of I am. Grow into the person that you envision yourself being by doing the things that you see that person doing, because that's how you're going to get there. And continue to do what you love to lead to those feelings of fulfillment. All these collective things will help you live a happier life. Honestly, probably a healthier life, because you're less stressed, more fulfilled life. All these amazing things. Raise your own vibrations, raise your own consciousness, thus serving others by assisting raising their consciousness. It's amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing stuff. Told you today was going to be deep. Links, as always, will be down below. All the channels, all the sources, all the good stuff. And I'll see y'all on Monday for a new week where I think we're going to get into some relationship stuff. We'll see what downloads I get. Thanks, everybody. Seekers, the whole world, you're all the same because we're all the same, and I love all of you equally. We all serve a purpose. We're all here for a reason. I love you, and I'll see you later.